Hello, beautiful Pisces. You know what? You have all of the power of the magician, all the tools that you need. You just got to braid it into intention and follow your North Star. That's all you need to do this week. And I'm going to help you with that. And I'm even going to tell you how you can join in on something this week. So come on in and let's take a look. Hello, beautiful Pisces. Welcome back to your reading for the week. Oh, here we go. I was shuffling and this card came out. And yes, I'm using the Wild Unknown. This deck was gifted to me a while back. If you guys ever want to gift me a deck, let me know. I'll let you know how to do that. Find a deck you would like me to use. Let me know in the comments. I will look at it to see if that's something that interests me. Amazon is probably the best way for me. And then I can send you a PayPal link that you can send the money to. That'd probably be the easiest way. Or even a credit card link. And I have a donation place. Actually, I should just say that. And you can send me for the amount the deck is, and I will purchase it. And then I will display it. Now, don't be surprised that if it takes like a week and a half or something to see it after I receive it, because I record these like ahead of time. Of course I do, because God, I would never be able to keep up if I did it day of. If anything happens, this is why in 5 years you guys have never run out of readings. I always schedule these, right? So, this was gifted by Christina. Thank you, Christina. It's a beautiful deck. So the card that kind of flipped out before I started this was the Magician. And I love the Magician in this deck. It's so beautiful. It's so powerful, right? The Magician for me is like untapped power. It's like having all the tools, but not really knowing where the tools are going to go. And this is what I mean by that. You're going to be walking into something where you have tools, and you're going to say, wow, I've got all the tools. I've got the sword, I've got the cup, I've got the pentacle, and I've got the wand. I've got all of this. But you're still kind of testing things out. The Magician is all about learning how to cast the spells with the tools that he's got, how to use the power, right? Applying the power to the goals. So this is you, I feel, in some ways. You're walking the path and you're doing the thing, but I feel that sometimes you're just like, I don't know. I've got all of this and I'm not entirely sure how this all works, right? This is how I feel. That's how it's coming in this week. It's even, just look at that, what is that, a cheetah or whatever, spots. Cougar? Whatever. Right. Looking on this side, right? Going, huh. Like, where am I going with this, right? I've got everything, but I'm looking over here going, where do I use this? So this may be you. I mean, it's a great place to be. And you have the Daughter of Wands. Yeah. The block is the new thing. Okay? I love the wand part. I'm going to put it side by side here. I'm even going to maybe go forward. This is supposed to be the Celtic cross, but I'm warning you, it's not going to look like the Celtic cross by the time I'm done, because it won't. I'm more concerned with the meaning of the cards than the positioning of the cross, okay? The Celtic crosses have very definite meanings to the different cards. So here we go. I'm going to put this like this. Do you see the cards real well? I hope so. I hope so. Okay. So, the Magician. Beautiful card. You see it. The block. The Daughter of Wands. Gorgeous card. Right? The snake is young. You can tell by this picture. So there's going to be sheddings to happen, right? With the snake, it's going to shed as it goes. But right now it's not at a shedding stage. It's at a discovering stage. It's at the stage of, this is brand new. And because it's in the block position, it's what I was saying. I don't know what to do with this wand. I don't know what to do with this thing. This is new. Page is like the ace. This is a new thing. It's wild. It's awesome. It's cool. And I have to, this is a brand new idea. It just kind of dropped in, and now I've got to do something with it, but I'm not exactly sure what. I'm excited. I'm optimistic. But what do I do with this, right? So, let's keep going. Let's look at your ground. Let's see. That would be the position. It would be like this, like that, and the position here at the ground. Okay. You have the Six of Wands. I love this card. This is letting you know that you're victorious at whatever this is. This is a victory. This is progress, right? This is you and the brambles coming out in full butterfly mode. Like, I am here. I am beautiful. I am wonderful. I'm going to make it. Right? You ever have those feelings? I do. I did. I have. Just this weekend. Spoke my truth. And the butterfly came out. It's not like there still wasn't danger, but the color remains, right? It was like, I am rising above where I thought where I was. And that's what's grounding me. The certainty of knowing that there's victory. So this card comes with the little caveat of don't be deceit. Not deceit. Don't let the ego, what is it? Conceit, not deceit. Don't be conceited in your certainty. That's important too. Because just because you're sure of what's going or what's happening doesn't mean that the world isn't just, one day gonna, shift the carpet from under you. It still happens. The only thing this means is that you are sure of yourself. No matter what happens inside of you, you are sure of yourself. And that's your gift right there. I'm sure of who I am. I'm sure that I have emerged here. You emerge with the magician. When you landed in the situation, you have all the tools. That's the transformation part. It's like, whoa, okay, I have all these tools now. Yay. Like new moment. But it's sometimes not knowing what to do with that new moment. Okay, the next card would be here, and that's what was before. That's like a little, this is where I come from, and this is where I'm going. There's a few of that in the Celtic Cross. I like the way they reflect on things. They reflect on how others see you and how you see yourself, where you came from, where you're going. I like that. It's a little bit like seeing the Lovers. The Lovers is where you came from. The Lovers is about connecting to your well-being. It's like balancing things out. It's like saying, all right, there's the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and they work together. They're always handing off to each other, if you ever notice. Okay, that's the way it's supposed to be, right? Even in relationships where we are creating children. This is one way of doing it, okay? The masculine is the more action-based. The feminine is the more receiving. The masculine goes to see the feminine accepts the masculine, then they continue, and the masculine drops the special ingredient, let's just call it, and the feminine holds it and creates life, okay? The missing ingredient, let's just call it. And then she holds, right? She creates. But the masculine doesn't become redundant because of it. The masculine now is preparing the nest. The mother is preparing the nest. Together they prepare. They're also in movement, but they're in balance with each other. At least that's what it's supposed to be like, right? He protects the nest. She makes the nest comfortable. There's a balance. There's a well-being. There's a movement, a flow that goes up and down. Okay, masculine, feminine, masculine, feminine, masculine, feminine, and they continue on. A lot of that happens in life too. We flow up and down, up and down. Decision to move, and then a little bit of a flow to let it grow. You plant the seed, that's masculine. You let the seed sit, that's feminine. The seed grows a little, that's masculine. The sun touches it, then the plant receives it, that's feminine. You have that thing going, right? Constantly. It's always like that. There's always a little bit of both going on. And that's the polarities working together to make things happen. In the past, you struck that flow. And that's why you're here now. Because you did a little and waited a little and did a little more and waited a little. And things harmonized. And you got to a point where things started to happen. So that's what that card means. So now we're going up to the crown. Let's see what the crown is. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. The crown is the star. How fitting, right? Right at the top. Right above your head. Right there where the stars are, that's the crown. Stars, for me, every time I see it, it's I always hear follow your North Star. Follow where you're going. Follow your life path. Follow the illumination that comes in to tell you you're going in the right direction. Just the color of it. It's the one that stands apart from everything else that's telling you, that's mine. I know that. I recognize that. I feel that. Right? And that's your mind and your energetic body. I'd even say like your spiritual body coming in and going, psst, over here. Right? And that's what makes you go in that direction. That's what makes you follow that star. Follow your star. Usually there's 7 stars. There's more than that in this card. But usually in the regular tarot deck, there's 7 stars for a reason. It's the 7 chakras. It's the body aligning with what they're supposed to be doing. I like that. But I love that all these colors were used, especially with this one. It's like saying, you know, that's mine. That's how you recognize it. Oh, I recognize that one's mine. It's shining just for me. So you know that whatever this is, even if you're blocked a little bit, even if you landed in a room with all the tools and not exactly sure how to use them yet, you're still walking the path because this called to you, because this is harmonizing. So you're harmonizing without really knowing. You're just keep going. This is another 6, by the way, 6 and 6. They're all about harmonizing. It's like the balance between the both. Okay, so now we're going to go how others see you and how you see yourself. First is how others see you and how you see yourself. The reason that I love putting those cards down like that together is that I like watching the difference. You have the death card, how others see you going through transition, of course. Hi, Pisces. I'm just popping in to let you know that I offer personal readings right now. There's 2 different kinds and 2 different lengths, and also memberships, where I offer a live one-on-one session in the middle of the month with you and me. So great. If you want to know more, everything is in the description box below. Now let's get back to your reading. The 7 of Pentacles, but it's in reverse. Okay, so this is the 7. It is a 7. It's strange in the way that it came in. All right, how you see yourself is past the point of assessment. Yeah, you're not stuck in that place of I'm not too sure, because assessment is The 7 sometimes is the stall card. It's the one where you're watching something happen and you're waiting for something to come through. It did. This is your crop. The energy came in, the tools came in, the gifts came in, something's starting to show up. Others are seeing you as this major transformation going on. I mean, to you, this is like the 7 and, you know, but it's right here. You've already, the transformation has been happening, right? You went from this ugly plucked chicken, whatever the heck that is, to no longer just trying to figure out what's growing. The assessment, the trial and error period are over. You know where you need to go. You know where you need to move to. You may still not know the entire direction yet, but you have an idea of where you want to see yourself. And you're steadily making progress towards that, right? Some of you, I can hear some of you going, I don't think so. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay, and if you're questioning, this is for you. Even if all the pieces haven't dropped yet, you absolutely know where you want to be. It's like me. Where do I want to be right now? What I'm really thinking about is being self-sufficient. I love the work that I do, but I want it all to kind of work together to keep me self-sufficient, so that I don't need to be rich. I just want to be not really worrying about money anymore. In other words, like that, you know, if I want to buy bread, I don't have to really think about it. I can just go ahead and buy bread, you know. That's my whole goal. And doing everything that I love. So having the different income streams and being proud of everything that I do, whether it brings $1 or $100, and go, that is exactly where I'm supposed to be, right? So are all those pieces in place right now to make it happen? Probably not. But every piece I put down, every magical sword, pentacle that I put down somewhere, it's all leading me to this, right? So even if you feel like, yeah, I'm still right in the middle of it, you may not be as in the middle of it as you think. The transformation is happening, and you're not assessing anymore. You know where you're going. So that's the no. That's where I say, no, you're not as behind as you might believe. Okay. So let's keep going. Your hopes and fears. This is always the interesting one. Stability. Now for myself, like using myself as, like I said, it's the stability, right? Self-sufficiency. For you, it could be a different stability. It's a stability that comes from the inside. It's being an authority in your own life, having power, right? Having the structure that you need to be stable, to be able to be and do what you want in your life without really worrying about it. To have that stable relationship, that stable career, that stable anything, right? I'm going to remind you what I've told you way back when I started to do this channel. I started to talk about the Emperor as somebody who lives inside of you. It's not a structure outside of you. It's something that lives within you. I know I spoke about it, I think, in a live just recently. By the way, I do 2 lives every month, in case you are wondering, and I also have team meetings with memberships, okay? In other words, that means you can come in and we chat face-to-face, voice-to-voice, any way you want, but you're not longer at the other end of the camera here like you are here, just listening. You can actually interact with me. So if you want to do that, go ahead and check that out. The Emperor, as I said in the live, is something that lives inside of you. It is a stable person inside of you. It doesn't live outside of you. When you make things outside of you, then you are waiting for something outside of yourself to create, to be. And that's when we run into trouble. You have to start with the inside. I'm not saying ignore the outside. I'm saying start within you, within your pillar, because that's the thing you carry with you. And it's the easiest thing to build upon eventually. Sometimes it's not that easy, but to build upon so that when you carry it forward into your life, then you can build outside of yourself. And even if the stuff outside of yourself starts falling out or falling down or whatever, you're still very much okay, because you are still standing in your own power, in your own structure, right? It's like in the tower card, the people that are there would be the tower, would be the standing structure. And if they're far enough away from the tower, when it crumbles, it doesn't really affect them, because they're the strong structure that matters, right? When they're in the tower and they're being blown out of there, it's because they put all of their fate in the structure that they were standing in. They told something outside of themselves, take care of me, protect me. They may not have even built it. So this could mean a whole varied things. One in particular is letting social structures or social norms rule your life when you should just be making your own rules, right? Of course, again, these should harm no one, nobody. I'm not talking about breaking the rules. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about building a life that's your own, right? I'm talking about the smallest things, you know, like, oh, everybody has dinner at 4. Why do you need to have dinner at 4 p.m.? You can have, or supper, depending on where you are in the world. If you want breakfast at 4 p.m., if you want to eat dinner at midnight, you know, like, nobody is there going, oh, you shouldn't. That's all in our head, right? Break that crap down. Do what's right for you. If you want to study why those times would be better for you to eat, that's okay, but it's nothing that you need to follow. You can be whoever the heck you want to be, right? It is basically that thing, as if, you know, people start jumping off of bridges, are you going to do it too? It applies in social settings and social norms, and what fork to use and when to eat dinner and what time to get up and what to do with your life. It's all of these things. You have a lot more flexibility that you give yourself permission for, and that's the big thing. When you start building a structure that fits you, then the world outside of you, you can pick and choose what you let in, what structures can be built around you that serve you. All right, so the outcome is the Justice card, and I'm not surprised. I saw this card come out earlier. It did. It's a card of being fairly compensated. And what I feel is like the path that you walk, what you're doing, it will give in the end. It will bring in for you in the end. The way that the lines are coming in is I feel it's coming in maybe a little different than what you expect. They're coming in this way and that way. It may be a different kind of way, right? This is a card of fairness and balance and accountability. It is. And authority. A lot like the Emperor. If you build stability inside of yourself, you're going to get what you build. That's just the way it is. It's like you get what you give, right? If you follow something and it's not for you and it's making you upset, even though it's what you think the world wants or the way it should be, what you're giving the world is misery, right? It's your misery. It's your dissonance inside of yourself going, I don't like this. But you're doing it anyway. You think you're just doing the right thing, but what you're doing is going against what you want. I'm going to pull from the Embodied Witch Oracle. Love this deck. And what comes in is the Witch's Braid. I love how these look like the feathers and stuff. They look like dragonfly and so let's see. Magical artifacts. I swear to God it says it. Because the Magician card has got everything in it, right? Look at this. Magical artifacts. Alright. Let's do this, Pisces. I love the magic of a Sunday. I do. Let's go. A length of hair and some strands of fiber have been braided into a rope that features 3 embellished stations of knot, adorned by feathers, beads, twigs, buttons, and bells. Braids bring together disparate elements to create something new and unified. There's a something new, right? Unified is what's being built here. Okay. A witch ladder is a traditional folk magic practice where a spell is constructed from knotted cord or braided hair. Charms, feathers, and other items are knotted or braided in with specific magical intention to create a cord. The number of knots, braided elements, and charms varies depending on the tradition and purpose, with 3, 9, and 13 knots being the most common. In some traditions, every knot stores power, holding the spell until it might need to be undone. That is awesome. Let's try some of that. Our desire to braid and knot can also reflect our need to control the situation. Sometimes we just need to let our hair down, be free and loose, and let go of the need to control. Keywords: intertwine, weave, and hold fast. To help gain control over a situation, work a braid into your own hair. If air is an option, braid or knot embroidery floss into a bracelet or ankle to wear. Consider the color, materials, and size carefully and maintain your focus as you work. Be specific and intentional about your choices. This is about this. Okay? Absolutely. It's about that. Oh, right over here. Yeah. You're at the moment where you're not really still sure where this is all going. But you absolutely know, Pisces, that there's an intention. You know where you're going. I told you this right at the beginning. It's time to make a braid. So I'd do it. I don't think I have long enough hair to do that either. But I think I might do that. Take some nice string. Put in things in between. Things that are pretty. Things that make me feel like I'm weaving something into existence that wasn't there a moment ago. And that's going to give me a sense of accomplishment, of happiness. Maybe that's what I do this week. Maybe I'll gather the stuff that I need to do that this week. And I will do it with you on Wednesday. I do lives on Wednesdays. I think that's what I might do Wednesday. I will braid something this week. So if you are interested, gather some stuff. It could be lace, it could be ribbons, it could be anything. We're gonna try and do like a 3 knot. I almost feel like it's a rosary of some kind. I can hear somebody going, blasphemy. It's okay. Just come in with some stuff and let's put some intentions. I'll pull some cards, we'll braid a little and see what comes in. I will braid with you. Now I've got to make myself a note to go pick up some stuff so that when this week comes around, I'm going to sit with you on Wednesday and braid. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to be back on Tuesday. I'm going to be doing charms on Thursday, your favorite, the tea leaf reading. Wednesday, I'll do a live. In other words, I come here and we can talk while I'm doing the reading. And yeah, that's it for now. Take good care of yourself, my beautiful Pisces. I will see you later. Love, light, and blessings. By the way, my other channels, they're all here. Take a great big look at them. These spaces, they need to be looked at because they're turning into something exceptional. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.